Evolution of the GPS tracker. Rhino Fleet Tracking, take charge of your fleet. Global Positioning System, famously known as GPS, has made people more and more dependent on it over the years. GPS is a very common name nowadays, used in various contexts, and isn't a very big deal anymore. Well, no one can deny the endless features and support it renders in routing our rides correctly and directing us in the correct direction on road maps. GPS has kept us from being lost in the lane of similar blocks, or finding the quickest as well as the correct route at a short notice, or from being stuck at dead ends, not knowing which way to retreat. GPS tracker installed in your cars, trucks, or vans have been of great use, as it allows you to stay in track and refrain from getting lost, thus saving your time. GPS first came into being when it was created by the Department of Defense in the United States in the year 1973 and was introduced publicly in the year 1995. The term trilateration is the concept or terminology behind this system, providing your location. In the year when the idea of GPS came into being and before it was officially launched, this system was used for the military personnel in the United States as well as to track the location of various transportation units. The GPS tracking system has evolved a lot since it was first introduced. In the year 1978, GPS was still unknown to the general public. 4 GPS satellites were launched in the space for the very first time. To provide full coverage to the GPS device, there was a need for more satellites were needed, and for full coverage could as many as 24 satellites would be required. So, full coverage could only be attained by the month of July in 1995. The GPS device used by the U.S. Department of Defense was different from the one launched publicly, which was primarily divided into 2 services, i.e. the SPS and the PPS, Standard Positioning Services, and the Precise Positioning Service. Both these services were highly efficient and served their purpose respectively.
SPS was to be utilized by the civilians, with a not-so-perfect a location tracker which showed distorted coordinates through a technique SAIE selective availability, for security reasons and to prevent the use of the technology outside the nation by enemies. PPS was significantly and broadly used by the U.S. military, and was thus retreated and kept internal to the defense system. As years ascended, SA was abolished and SPS became the traveler's friend, for long alluring journeys.
While concluding, it can be confidently stated that GPS technology has allowed users to track down route details along, to get rid of the burden of dealing with confusing roads while traveling to distantly new locations. One needs to simply feed their destination locations in any of the devices they are using with a GPS tracker smartphone, laptop, or the pre-installed GPS system in various private vehicles. Visit www.rhinofleettracking.com website today to know more about Global Positioning System and its devices. Rhino Fleet Tracking Systems optimize fleet performance for companies of all sizes. They work with customers in all 50 United States, and in many countries across the globe.